Hi, I'm Max Archer from Cerberus Airsoft Team. In this video, I'll be reviewing the VFC HK416 CQB Airsoft Electric Gun, which is distributed and licensed in the US by Umarex. This is one of the nicer mass-produced guns on the market, and the externals look great and are rock solid. My 416 as you see it here has changed quite a bit since it left the box, so let's jump back a few months and see where it started. The gun comes in a pretty nice black cardboard box. You'll notice that this box has a sticker on it that's from Airsoft GI, where I bought the gun. It's a pretty heavily built box, thick walls on it, and you could use it for long-term storage if you wanted to. You don't get much in it though, just the gun, a magazine, a winding tool for the magazine, and some paperwork that I haven't shown here. The gun is held in the box with a little bit of an unusual method. It's just sandwiched between these two big stacks of cut-out cardboard, and you just collapse the stock to pull it out. As delivered, the gun comes with a black grip and stock. I don't think you can get one with any other colors. It also comes with a set of detachable iron sights, which are HK style. They're like the ones on an MP5 or a G3. One thing that's kind of an issue with this gun is the magazine well. It's a little bit different in shape from a standard M4, and it's also built to different tolerances in general than a normal AEG mag well. I think the style of the metal body also causes some trouble. If you look at the video here, you'll see that I have a little bit of trouble even getting the stock high cap magazine in and out of the gun. It's not really a force or pressure thing. There's just a certain angle that works and a certain angle that doesn't. And it's very possible to sort of half seat the mag where it's latched in, but it's not actually feeding. You can see that happened in the video here. I've got a few other mags that I'll show you. I think this one's an Echo 1 mag. I had it lying around from years ago. And as you see, it's too long. It doesn't fit in the gun at all. These other ones all work decently. This is a classic Army metal 60 round mag, and it fits fine, and it feeds well. A plastic Star 30 round reel cap mag. And that also fits in the gun fine. And finally, the magazines I was initially using with the gun, the King Arms 120 round mid caps. They work great with the gun, and they do look pretty good because they're black. Now, however, I'm using a different mag solution, and I'll show you guys that later in the video. I brought out a bone stock combat machine M4. It's a really standard M4 with a 6-position LE stock on it and a railed upper, but that's about it. And you can see the difference in the mag well between a normal M4. This is what causes the issue. Magazines like P-mags that have external ribs on them will not fit in this mag well, and this is actually a problem with the real steel version as well. One cool thing about this gun is even though it's a short gun, you actually get a little bit more length out of the stock. So if you have long arms, if you're a tall guy, this is really nice. You've got maybe 1.5 inches more length on that stock. So now we'll go back to the present. I've done quite a few external things on this gun since I got it, and the most noticeable one is the tan grip and stock. These are actually from the limited edition M27 IAR, which is based on the same basic gun, but I don't think you can get this color on anything but that IAR. I think it'd be really cool if VFC did a tan version of the 416. This gun has quite a bit in the way of markings on it, but if you're a big trade mark fanatic on guns, you may be disappointed because they're not accurate and you get that wall of text there. You do have a really nice fire selector with actual engraved and filled numbers, and it feels nice too. It's slick and has a nice click to it when selecting. One of my favorite things about this whole gun is the cocking handle and bolt setup. It feels great, sounds great, and leaves the bolt locked back so you can adjust the hop up. You can then release it by pressing a functional bolt release button on the gun. The stock is a little different from a normal M4 stock. You can push in the middle or pull down from the front of the release to open and close it. The really great thing about this stock is that it's super easy to change batteries. Just twist the butt plate off and there you go. You can put a normal nunchuck battery in it, but it's kind of a tight fit. What I really like to do is run a LiPo and drop it right down the buffer tube. The only issue with this is that the stock won't close all the way. And one other tip is that it's much easier to change batteries with the stock extended. The wires can catch in the butt plate if the stock is collapsed when you try to do it. A non-standard buffer tube means you can't put a buffer tube sling mount on it, so I attached a rail Magpul one. This one works great with my Magpul sling, and the front point is the perfect size for the front point of a 2-point Magpul sling, if you like to use those. I've attached a fake suppressor from Evike. I think they just call it a SCAR-style QD suppressor, and it comes with a really cool flash hider that you just saw. I think the flash hider gives it a really sci-fi look, which is awesome. I'm also running this cheap $40 AIM Sports red dot, which works pretty well. Finally, here are the Troy Battle Mag replicas from SOCOM Gear, and these things are pretty cool. They're more interesting than a normal Stanag style mag. They fit in the gun well, although again, they're still a little tricky to get in. And they hold 190 rounds, which is really cool. So that should do it for the gun. How does it perform? Well, it's tough, I can definitely say that. I tripped over a piece of plywood in the dark at a game a few weeks ago, and I fell right on top of the gun, and it's still rock solid. I think the free-floating barrels and very solid rails help with that. As for shooting performance, it fires pretty fast, even on a 7.4 volt LiPo. And in general, it chronos in the mid-300s on 25 BBs, bone stock out of the box. I'm still deciding what I want to do to it. The groupings are a little loose, so I think maybe a better barrel and maybe a hop-up would be a good idea. Other than that, I'm pretty happy with the gun. I think it's a great gun, it shoots pretty well for how short the barrel is, and it's just a ton of fun to play with. It also looks really, really cool. Thanks for watching. Again, this is Max Archer from Cerberus, signing out.